Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. It is September 11th, 23 years ago today. I will never forget what happened that day. I still remember I was going to a meeting in Frankfurt that had to do with weather and weather preparedness and things like that. And it was supposed to be at the what's called the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center. And I remember going up Interstate 65 and listening on the radio to, something going on in New York City and hearing live the attack. And I got a phone call. Of course, I'm looking up at the sky, which was crystal clear. In fact, it was eerie because most of the continental United States was clear that day. Very little cloud cover, very little in the way of rain. And I remember looking up, just expecting jets and stuff to fly over, and who knows, because all chaos was happening at that moment. And I'm going up the interstate thinking, what should I do? And I got a call from the EOC saying, turn around, go back to Bowling Green, go back home and stay home. We are on a lockdown. There's been an attack and then another attack. And then there came more after a few minutes later, Pennsylvania and the Pentagon and it just so forth and so on. And I'm just, like most of you that remember that day, just unbelievable. And so we take the time to remember the sacrifice that was made that day, and we just hope and pray for us, our kids, our grandkids, and so forth and so on, that something like that never happens again. Hard to believe, though, 23 years ago that happened. Okay, let's get to the weather, which has been very quiet on this Patriots Day and has been quiet for the last several days. As you can see, another clear start this morning, just as it has been over the last several mornings. There's not much change going on. Today, you will probably notice a few more clouds. We'll try to work in as we get into the afternoon and the evening. That is because of what is now Hurricane Francine. And here is the very latest on Francine. Now with 90 mile per hour sustained winds, it's still a Category 1 hurricane. And as you can see, it's forecast to go up through Louisiana, probably going to make landfall sometime either late tonight or very early tomorrow morning, depending on its forward speed. It is going to then travel north almost along the Mississippi River. Now, the latest update does take it a little bit further west than what we were looking at yesterday, but I think we're still going to be in that area Friday, Saturday, and the weekend when we're going to get a lot of rain, because anywhere east of the center of what is Francine and will become just a low pressure system, a depression, but then a low pressure system after that, it is still going to bring in a lot of moisture, which I will show you in just a few minutes. But I still believe we're going to get some pretty good rainfall out of this. And really any rain we get at this point is going to be beneficial, because we've had none for a good while, and we're in desperate need of some rainfall. And it does look like Francine is going to give it to us. Well, let's check the radar here at just after 7 a.m. on your Wednesday morning. Click the right button there. Of course, there's nothing showing up here anywhere close to us. We can go down south and start to see the effects of Hurricane Francine. And look at all that rain that's already now moving into Baton Rouge, New Orleans, even over toward Biloxi, Mississippi. Hurricane warnings are in effect, or tropical storm warnings, I should say. Flood watches and warnings are in effect. There may even be a tornado warning or two. There is a hurricane warning and a flood watch out for a few areas off to the north in Louisiana, as you see. But you can see also this thing wound up. You can see the center of it here just offshore from Galveston, Texas. But it's going to make landfall sometime late tonight, early tomorrow in coastal Louisiana. It's not to make landfall to Texas. It's going to be Louisiana. And it's going to be a little south of Baton Rouge and a little southwest of New Orleans. And so, yeah, eventually, as the remnants of Francine go north, then we will start to see better opportunity to finally get some beneficial rain out of the system. And that is going to help us so much with finally getting some rainfall in here. We're getting desperately dry. The abnormally dry to moderate drought continues over the area. Here's a look at Kentucky mesonet temperatures this morning, and it's just a few degrees warmer than it has been the last few mornings, but still some upper 40s to low 50s, maybe a few mid 50s showing up in a few places. But most everybody still feeling that very nice air. Now, here's the thing, with the air as dry as it is, we can really warm up during the day, but then all of that escapes overnight. And that's why it goes back to feeling really nice and cool during the night, but then it's really warm during the day. The dew points have a lot to do with that. We still have dew points in the upper 40s to low 50s. Therefore, the air is pretty comfortable. We're not feeling so much humidity. We're feeling warmth. And we're going to feel that again today, although we're going to have some of that moisture coming back in the form of a little humidity and a little stickiness, maybe just a little mugginess as we get into the day tomorrow, as the remnants of Francine move closer to us. Winds are light and variable, but they will start to pick up, especially tomorrow. Looks to be a breezy day as the remnants of Francine begin to move in. But it's still looking good. Oops, the wrong button there. It's still looking good for the chance of rain. Let's show you the model blender, and we'll look at temperatures. As you can see, close to 90 today, and I agree with that. Today will be one of the final days that we have an opportunity to even get close to 90 for a high temperature, because we're getting deeper into September and the days continue to get shorter and the nights continue to get longer. So there's going to be little opportunity in the coming weeks to even try to reach 90. It may be close, but it's going to be hard for us to hit 90 once we get into the third and fourth weeks of September. But here we go, near 90 today, another dry, warm day. You may notice a few high clouds that will spill in sometime later today, but those will be clouds that will be associated with the far outer bands of Francine. And then, of course, tomorrow is when we'll really start to see clouds associated with Hurricane Francine, and it will start to spread that rain over the area. So we're going to go near 80 tomorrow with the rain moving in sometime late morning to midday is the current timing. Then we see cooler 70s and around 80. I think it's going to stay more into the upper 70s, mid to upper 70s as we get into the weekend. That's because of continual clouds and rain chances. The best chance of rain still looks to be Friday actually Thursday night, tomorrow night, Friday, and part of Saturday. Then after that, we get some scattered showers as the low pressure system that was Francine will just kind of linger here in our area throughout the weekend and even into the beginning of next week. And that's going to keep temperatures down into the low to maybe mid 80s. But as you can see there, nothing any warmer than that. And again, I mean, I've got a chance of rain even through Tuesday of next week because of that lingering low pressure system that is just going, it has nothing to steer it out of the way. Upper winds usually take something like a leftover tropical system like Francine, and once it goes inland, it gets caught up in the upper winds and steered away. But this time, there's nothing to steer it out of the way, so it's just going to linger around here. It's just going to meander around and kind of go in circles and just kind of not move much. That benefits us with better rain chances, not only this weekend, but into the beginning of next week. So count your blessings on that one, that we, can get some beneficial rain out of this system, even after it is a hurricane or a tropical storm or tropical depression. It'll just then be a low pressure system, and it is going to help us. Here we go with the maps, and I'll show you when all this is supposed to take place here. This is the current setup, and you can see high pressure in this little short wave, if you will. It's actually more of a long wave, but it is, as I've described before, it's almost like a straw. It's a little disturbance that's just going to siphon in this moisture that is associated with Francine out of the Gulf of Mexico. So let's take it step by step. Here we go into this afternoon. The center of Francine starts to make, close to landfall. Then this evening, it is expected to make landfall, and it looks like it's going to be, as you can see right there, just a little bit west of Morgan City, Louisiana, right along US 90, the Gulf Coastal Highway. As far as your bearings here, it is south of Baton Rouge. Here's New Orleans, Lake Pontchartrain, there, and it is going to be well west and southwest of New Orleans. So Baton Rouge is right here. So it's going to come inland around Morgan City this evening, and then move northward as a tropical storm into the day tomorrow. And here we go. We're going to start to see our rain chances. Let me expand the view so we can see both here and there. So you can see how this is, as it tracks, it's bringing that big shield of heavy rain our direction. I'm not really concerned about severe weather. I think for us, it is going to be just rain, maybe a few thunderstorms, and maybe even, because of the rotation of this storm, there could be a few rotating cells. It's not a sure thing, but we'll have to watch as we get on into Friday and part of Saturday. Here's the tropical storm now near Jackson, Mississippi. As we get into early tomorrow morning, then into tomorrow afternoon, that's when we'll begin to see the outer rain shield associated with Francine coming our way, followed by an area of heavy rain Thursday night and Friday. Here's early Friday, heavier rain, some rumbles of thunder, gusty winds as the system comes in. Here we go into Friday afternoon, still heavy rain as the system then downgrades to a tropical depression. And then even into Saturday, we continue with the good rain chances right over the I-65 corridor, as you can tell there. So good rain chances here, still, even with the westward movement of the center, the storm, with us being on the east quadrant of the low pressure system, that means we are going to be the benefactors of the better rainfall. So we're going to keep that going. Here we go into Sunday. Still some lingering rain showers, even into Monday and Tuesday, because they haven't painted it on here, but the low is just going to kind of wander here and there and just linger. As I said, it's just going to linger over the area even into the beginning of next week, which is a blessing for us because we really, really need that rainfall. Now, I want to show you one more thing. This is what's called the QPF. It's the quantitative precipitation forecast. It is what the Weather Service puts out as far as their guesstimate of how much rain we could get over the coming days. This is over the next few days, starting today. We're not going to see any rain today, but this would be counting tomorrow, tomorrow and all the way through Monday. So as you can see, we're still in that area that is supposed to get some of the better rainfall. And just to help you out here, that deep red to bright red, you go over here to the scale and we're talking 2.5 to 3 inches of rain. Even here in Bowling Green and much of southern Kentucky, and then some close to 4-inch amounts as you get into middle Tennessee. Looks like right along Interstate 65 as you head toward Nashville. That's where some of the heavier downpours could occur. And again, this will be adjusted a few more times before the system gets here. It may skew a little west. It may skew a little east. But in any case, we are going to be under that nice shield of rain as we head into the weekend. Will it be a drought buster? That is the question that we cannot answer right now, but it does look promising. If we can keep that low kind of lingering around into the beginning of next week, then maybe it would be a drought buster and get us out of that. But in any case, whatever rain we get, if it's 2 inches, 3 inches, 3.5, 2.5, it is all beneficial because it's better than nothing. And at least it's going to be a soaking rainfall that's going to help everybody out in our area. All right. Thanks to everybody chiming in this morning and watching. I hope you take some time today to remember 9/11 and just the sacrifice that was made that day and even afterwards in the fight for our freedom. It is Patriots Day. Do something good for your country. Even just a prayer for those that are serving still and those that have served in honor of our country. God bless you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.